You should be making Chrome extensions. In my previous videos, I've shown off some fun ways that Chrome extensions can be used. There's a lot that can be done with browser extensions, silly or functional. I think Chrome extensions make for great projects for new or veteran developers. If you're like millions of people who use their browser every day, these extensions are a great way for you to customize a part of your everyday life. I have Chrome extensions that I made years ago that I still interact with every time I browse the internet. And it doesn't take years of experience to start doing fun stuff with them. I think for many people, getting started can be a scary step into the unknown. For this reason, I made a Chrome extension that will make it a lot easier to get started. The Extension Dev Hub gives developers a quick and simple platform for developing new browser extensions. The press of a button creates a template for a new extension, where developers can start writing vanilla JavaScript that their extension will execute. If you do not know JavaScript, this is a great way to learn. Developers can configure what websites they want their extension to run on, and while they leave the extension enabled, it will run on those sites from the Extension Dev Hub. When they are satisfied with their extension, they can download its code, which is ready to be uploaded straight to the Chrome Web Store. I'm going to walk through how to install the Extension Dev Hub and how to make a couple quick extensions with it. To install the extension, you can first download the code from the repository on GitHub, link in the description. You can hit Code, Download Zip. You can move the zip file to a convenient folder, and then you'll want to unzip it. Inside the unzipped folder, there will be a folder with the same name as its parent, and all the code will be in this one. This is the only folder that matters, so you can reorganize your files by deleting the zip file and moving this folder outside of the parent folder if you wish. Next up, you'll need to install the extension onto Google Chrome. To do this, you can navigate to the Extensions Manager by clicking on the puzzle piece in your taskbar and hitting Manage Extensions. Alternatively, you can just type chrome://extensions into your browser. Next, hit this switch to turn on developer mode and click Load Unpacked. Now, just select the folder containing the code. Remember that there's two folders with the same name. If you select the outside one, you will get this error saying that the folder doesn't have a manifest.json. Once that's all done, the Extension Dev Hub is installed. Note that extensions don't run on Chrome pages such as the Extensions Manager page, the Chrome Web Store, and your New Tab page. I like to go to example.com to test my extensions out. With the extension installed, you'll see a simple Hello World program in the pop-up. Click the rocket emoji to launch this on your active tab. You can click the magnifying glass to view the extension's details. If you want, you can change the text to have the extension say any message you want. Just don't make it say any bad words, or the police will raid your house. Let's go back to the extensions list and click the plus button to make a new extension. We're going to make this an extension that blocks certain websites. The Runs On option determines which websites the extension will run on. We'll make this extension only run on the websites that we want to block. Change the Runs On option from all sites to some sites, and input the URLs for the websites that you want the extension to block. Extensions can be finicky with how you input URLs. The easiest way to make sure your URL is input correctly is to first go to the website you want to block, so that the correct URL will be input automatically. Make sure you press the plus and see the match pattern up top, or else that URL will not be added to the extension. Now, we're going to write code that blocks the website you are running your extension on. If all this is new to you and you feel overwhelmed, know that nobody has ever felt overwhelmed while learning to code. It's not okay, and you should give up. If for some reason you decide not to give up, Google and ChatGPT are great resources for getting help. I think ChatGPT can be great for new programmers when they don't even know what questions to ask Google, but I warn that you should try not to make a habit of being dependent on ChatGPT to write code for you, especially when you're first starting out. ChatGPT is good for asking, hey, what is this thing that I've never seen before and how do I use it? But if you start relying on ChatGPT to write all your code for you, you aren't going to learn anything. Let's write the code for the site blocker. We can start by writing document.body.innerHTML equals 2 quotes for an empty string. This will effectively delete everything inside of the document's body, which is basically just all the HTML you see on the page. You can insert a message inside the quotes, such as, "You should not be on this website." You can also use confirm to let the user decide if they wish to continue, or use prompt to make a website password protected. Now, let's move on to a slightly more complex program. We're going to make a Chrome extension that turns all text on YouTube into a random color. I'm going to go to a different text editor for this, but you can do this all within the extension DevHub if you want. Let's start by making a function that changes all text to a random color. Now, we want to add a button that calls this function to change the color. We want to put the button somewhere on the page. To do this, we're going to need to do some digging into the page's HTML to figure out where we want to put the button. We'll open up the mystical inspect element to do this. The inspect element panel looks different on different people's computers and browsers, but you should be able to find this option, which lets you hover over elements to take a closer look at them. I want my color button to go around here, to the left of the search bar, so I want to find the search bar. I see that the search bar has an ID search, so I should be able to use that, and the code would look like this. Unfortunately, there's more than one element on the page with the ID search. IDs on an HTML page should be unique, but in practice that does not always happen, so we need to get creative. We can look around the search bar and find that it's contained by an element called center. Fortunately, this ID is unique, so we can use it. Now, we can add some styling to the button, and it should all look pretty good. You can copy and paste the code into the extension's code text area, or you can click this folder to upload a JavaScript file. You can disable your extension when you want it to stop running automatically, and you can download your extension if you want it as its own separate package. You can edit the downloaded extension if you want, changing its icons or further modifying it with permissions that are beyond the scope of the DevHub. You can add it onto your browser the same way that you installed the DevHub. You don't need to make any modifications to the downloaded extension to add it onto the Chrome Web Store. I want to add functionality for users to easily upload icons and access storage from within the DevHub, but I'm pretty busy right now and wanted to get this first version published. I also wanted to add a lot of other features, including a template for customizing a simple extension pop-up page with things like buttons that are hooked up to different functions. If the DevHub gets support, I may be more motivated to add functionality in the future. In the meantime, I hope the Extension DevHub helps you start making cool stuff with browser extension development.